Well, welcome back. It's round 5 of the 2024 NFL Draft. Yes, we are back yet again. Hope that you guys will be joining us shortly. John Smith's already in here. Well done, John. We're a couple of picks away from the Kansas City Chiefs. A couple of interesting players have gone off recently. Some that we have already discussed in Jarvis Brownlee, Cam Hart, Nehemiah Pritchett went. TJ Tampa did finally go, as we were talking about earlier, along with Kyrie Jackson. Let's see. I'm trying to look at who else. I'm stuck on positions here. Anybody else stand out to you since we finished our last stream that has stood out?
Anthony Gould, I liked. He's gone, which is frustrating. Going to where did he end up going? He went somewhere that already has like a gadget player with the Colts. He went with the Colts.
Yeah,
they have Josh Downs who can handle most of that stuff. So that's a little interesting. But he's an ace returner, so take the load off of Josh Downs, play it for returning or anybody else, and give that to Anthony Gould. So that much makes sense. Some interesting names still on the board. Like, what's happened to Christian Mahoney? Like, what's going on here? What's going on?
I don't know. Monogamy had some issues in injury land, but I didn't get very good detail on him, and I wonder if something's crept back in to put like a red dot on him. Folks, for those of you who don't know what a red dot is, teams use those and they literally put stickers on players' names when they just have an injury concern they're not ready to get over. You'll see it on my board as well. I like him. I'm pissed off that Austin Booker did end up going. Brendan Jackson just went, who I thought was another like day 3 edge rusher with upside that they could look at. What did you think of Anais Smith?
I thought that was a reach. Again, same like in the same vein of a Luke McCaffrey, but faster, quicker. And I would have taken Jaquan Jackson out of Tulane over Anais Smith. Anais Smith is more of you're getting him for hoping he does what he did as a freshman and sophomore, not what he did recently, because he was not very good the last couple of seasons. And the explosiveness is there. He's a good athlete. Again, he's a slot player, return guy, most likely. This is irritating. The Cleveland Browns select Jamari Thrash, my last guy that had a 3rd-round grade for wide receivers. That's frustrating as hell. But back to Anais Smith, he is a gadget player. Like, that's what he is. So remember Anthony Schwartz out of Auburn a few years ago. Think along the same lines of that, but not as fast. Like, that's how I think. And we all know what happened to Anthony Schwartz. He's not in the league. So, yeah. That's kind of how I feel about that. And if I'm taking a shot on these guys, I think I would go with Jaquan Jackson, who didn't get the development necessary at Tulane, and Anais Smith was already got quite a bit at Texas A&M. So
I like the way you're at. Malik Washington went, correct?
I don't know. I have not seen his name.
Okay, I have not either. So I agree with you. I do like Jaquan Jackson, and I would say that Malik Washington is probably next for me as well.
Yeah, I would imagine he goes pretty soon, but he hasn't, which honestly is surprising considering how well he did at the Shrine Bowl and just honestly his tape at Virginia. I know that this past year he was over 1,000+ yards, and it was a 1-year type thing. But look at where Xavier Legette went, and he was a first-year blow-up player. I don't know. Yeah. It's a little interesting to me that that Legette went that high, who, again, I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Legette. And yeah, he's bigger, maybe faster. And NFL doesn't seem ready to make muscle hamster type wide receivers the next thing that are really good in the yak department. But they take Malachi Corley, who can't run routes, and a little bit higher than Malik Washington, who can run routes, which is weird to me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, right? It's one of those things. It's like, hey, you should probably just go ahead and take the guy who can do a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. Terry, I know people are talking about defensive tackle. It's pretty dry.
I disagree.
It's not looking great. And Leonard Taylor is there, but there's a reason he fell.
Very true.
This far. I don't like Mekhi Wingo, and there's a reason he fell.
Yep, he's a penetrator. I have Gabe Hall and Fabian Lovett. Those are the two that I have on the board that I would like to see.
I don't know why Fabian Lovett's not on my board, but he should be. Again, I need to do a better job of revising my own boards, and next year we'll do much better. But I like Gabe Hall. I like Tyler Davis. I like Christian Boyd. He's an upside kind of player, but in terms of guys that are going to come in and actually be impact players this year, there aren't many. Tyler Davis might be a Noddy replacement with a little bit of pass rush upside, a little more than Derek Noddy is. So maybe if they pick him, it's the replacement plan finally and work, because they keep signing these guys to 1-year deals. So I don't know.
I mean, if you're going to turn McConaughey and go loose as a penetrator, I can live with it. He doesn't do a whole lot else. But Gabe is long, tall. He's strong. He's not as explosive as I was like, but I like the fit for Hall. He seems like a Spags guy. Fabian Lovett has the longest arms in this class, so he's definitely, I think, the guy there. The one guy you didn't mention that I kind of had on my asterisk on from the Senior Bowl was Randolph from Illinois, the other defensive tackle from Illinois. Do you have anything on him?
Yes, I watched him. I did not like his tape. Again, a pure run stopper that doesn't get enough it doesn't shed blocks very well for a run stopper, and does no pass rush upside. Zero. He cannot rush the passer at all. He has no pass rush tool bag, and he basically is if my bull rush doesn't work, I'm just sitting here waiting for the ball to get thrown, and I can't stand that. That's why.
He's a pocket crusher, period. Yeah. Panthers pissed me off again. They just took Chell Smith-Wade, who was one of the corners we discussed in the last stream that is a fit for the Chiefs. Jared, nice to see you get back here. Terry, we were pretty happy with both of the picks. Jaden Hicks was second rounder on both our boards, right?
Yes.
So very, very happy with that one. Nice to see you, Justin. Will, yep, Tracy is still there. It's still coming down. Do you guys think that Rice, the wide receiver, is a good pick for KC? And we discussed him last time. I would still take him over a running back if they were even close. Tracy might be the exception right now because you're getting the athleticism. You're getting somebody that can hit that top gear a little bit better than Pacheco. I'd have to go compare their explosive range scores, but I do believe he is better by about a point or two.
He's elusive. He creates yards for himself. We've seen Isaiah kind of run into an offensive line at times, get lucky, and bounce off of it. That's not going to happen with Tracy, at least in the same sense. He's not running into it because he can't physically get out of the way. Sometimes Isaiah can't physically get out of the way. So Tyrone Tracy, again, is the complement to Isaiah Pacheco that makes the most sense for me with his ability as a pass catcher, a pass protector, and can actually get up to speed very, very quickly. Once Pacheco gets there, obviously it's 4.4 or 4.39 speed, but it does take him time to get there sometimes, and I'd like to see a bit more explosivity. And Mohamed Kamara out of Colorado State just went to the Miami Dolphins, which, again, Miami is constructing just a speed team. Every player that they've drafted is fast. That's it. That's all they've got.
He was my back pocket dude. After Booker, he was the guy that I wanted next. I'm so mad right now. Everybody's pissing me off today. All these teams that see stuff like I do. Chris, thank you. Having a mean streak does go a long way, and I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Jesus, we're talking about DTs quite a bit. It's definitely a place here that I'd kind of pegged for them. Looks like the Chiefs have a pick in already. And that's a good point, ground and pound. DJ James, I had as a day 2 guy. So I do think that there's room for him there. I'm not sure what's going on with him either.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yes, Jesus, Brendan Rice is. That makes sense. He's still on the top of the board there. How are you feeling about the guys they already got? We're feeling pretty good, Ryan. I think it's coming in nicely.
This is a draft where they've drafted everybody that I like guys that I like. Every single one of them that they've drafted, I'm like a big fan of. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, there's no Darian Kennards in here or what the heck are you doing kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
No, knock on wood. Hopefully we didn't just jinx it, folks. If we did, you can just blame me. Best remaining athletes out here. I'm going to take a quick look. And it does look to me like there was somebody I was just looking at a little bit ago.
The Chiefs selected their swing interior player with experience everywhere that I talked about, Hunter Norzad out of Penn State. He is going to be a backup guard right now. But this also, again, if you want to move Creed Humphrey to guard, this is something we floated the idea about a little while ago. Norzad gives you upside as a legitimate center. He played very well for Penn State this year. But when you have swing guys that can play, that have experience playing tackle, guard, and center, they're very valuable. And the Chiefs have talked about how they really love interior swing guys.
And this is the perfect place for him. I just realized, Dan, I made a mistake myself. And I didn't actually put him on my board. He should have been right here, right after Layden Robinson. So I made a mistake there as well. But yeah, the versatility again, I thought this might be Mahogany. I don't know what's going on with him, but Norzad fits the idea, right? I feel like he's a little bit more nimble from what I saw watching Olu than Allegretti was coming out, although I think Nick progressed. So I'd like to see the same kind of thing for him.
You want to know something funny? I did, for whatever reason, I didn't put Wiley on my board, but he would have been in the 3rd round. I would have had a 3rd round grade on him. The Chiefs have selected all players on my board that had a 2nd or 3rd round grade. Every single one of them. And
that's
both
great.
Of their first 2 picks, Kingsley and Xavier Worthy, were right on the fringe of 1st round picks for me. So we got something going here, Kansas City. We're seeing the same things, and I'm pretty happy with how this has gone on so far. I did have Norzad in the 3rd round, and would have been Wiley in the 3rd round as well, and then Hicks as my safety 2 in the 2nd. So there's something here. Something here.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I had knocked Hicks down a little bit on my board for some of the injury issues, but I had him in the 3rd. I had Wiley almost exactly where they picked him, and I had both Worthy and Kingsley there in the middle of the 2nd as well. So they're doing good on not stretching. They're getting good value. As we understand their game, they're sticking to what they need, and I think that that's a really good sign. Yeah, if you guys didn't know this, we did lose Nick, so got to replace him. Got to have a guy that can do a little bit of everything. I never saw Norzad do anything but snap. Did you get any snaps of him elsewhere?
Yeah, a couple seasons ago, the last few seasons, he's played guard, he's played tackle, so it's all there at his Penn State film. So it's lots of experience.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't dig that far back on him. That's all right. Olafosio goes to the Buffalo Bills. That pisses me off. I mean, they had a chance to take him. I don't blame them for not. I had him actually as a 6th. So Bills took him a little bit ahead of schedule for me, but there are worse things. There was a neck, there was a shoulder. I want to go back and I'll pull up Hicks' injury history, like in terms of games that he missed out of the last couple of seasons. We'll talk about that coming up here on Monday night, you guys. Have a couple of videos you're going to see here in the next couple of days. As Dan and I take a well-needed break tomorrow, you're going to get content tomorrow night that we already have prepped. So we're going to be in good shape there. Monday night, we'll go through this, a lot of the questions and about the draft class, and I'll try to have that ready, DC. A lot of people have been talking about this. I think it's more conjecture than it is confirmed coming out of the building. I haven't gotten anyone who gets to go to the building to confirm it for me. So I don't know that that's going to happen, but it is always a possibility. I think it would likely be after this season if it did happen.
Yeah, I'm not projecting it to happen. It's just an idea that I've had. If you lose Trey Smith and you pay Creed Humphrey as a center, you move him to guard, and then you don't have to worry about the money problem. Like that's the idea for me. Like that's what it is. If you pay Creed Humphrey as a guard, you're paying him much more because the guard market's super inflated. So if you get an extension done with him at center, you lose Trey Smith, and you say, "Hey, Creed, we got an idea. We'll move you to guard," and he's probably okay with it. But at the end of the day, Hunter was the best interior offensive lineman on the board for me at this moment. And again, it was him and Mahogany right next to each other in the 3rd round. And I've also got Bo Lemur here, who I believe can play guard or center as well. So for those of you that are interested, he was the number 1 guy on my board.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. There was one thing that I just wanted to highlight there, and now it's gone. So never mind. Hey, you know what, Thundarius? If you want to go through that process, it'd be a nice 68-hour stream. So I'm all for it, bro. And I do have a couple of ideas. Let's see here. Let's see. We have a 6 coming up. Yes. And we're going to be back on the clock for that. I am going to hit the road and try to get to the home office here. Get back to the studio for the next pick, we're going to see if I can pull that off. But that is the plan going forward. Overall, pluses, minus. Oh, Dirty, I wish I had an idea, Dan. Have you heard anything?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that he's just so incredibly raw that teams aren't ready to take a chance on him, or he didn't do very well in the interview process. Again, maybe he's a guy that they want to push into guard and he's like, no, I'm a tackle. And teams are like, fine, we're not going to draft you then. I don't know. Like, that's just, I don't know. I can't really give you guys anything. I'm sure something will come out post draft about why the fall. We always get that information, but right now I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to answer this one before we call it. Steve, running back, linebacker, corner, safety. Guys that can play teams. Obviously, the rest of the wide receiver class, I kind of feel like the wide receiver class is going to get gobbled up here in the next round just to take advantage of the depth. But you want guys that can play teams, get downfield and cover that, especially as they continue to just roll through and change the rules all the time. So that's my thought. Tyler, I think Tyron Tracy, if he's there, I would love to see a guy with Tracy on the back of his jersey playing Kansas City. So let's all cross our fingers for that.
Yeah, a jersey Ryan can get and not feel bad that he changed the name on the back, right?
Ding, ding, ding. It will be the first jersey that I've ever purchased. I had a great fan send me one a couple years ago.
That's awesome.
It's the only jersey I have. So not usually the thing that I do. So with that said, Dad, any last thoughts? And we'll sign off, and I'm going to get on the road to get back before the next pick.
Yeah, no, just keep going, guys. We're almost here at the end. They got 2 more picks slated. It looks like they're going to stay where they are and pick who they want, unless maybe a run starts happening and someone's going to go before they expect it to. But right now, it seems that they got a pretty good idea of what's happening. So I like the draft. They like guys that I have day 2 grades on, and I'm pretty happy with the response of this draft so far. So I'm going to keep watching some Jared Wiley film right now after we get off here. So be glued to Twitter as I post some clips there for you guys.
I like it. Rock and roll. You guys enjoy the next round. We'll be back. Dan will be back no matter what. I should be back in time for the next pick. So we will catch you then. It's already set up. And thank you guys for being with us. We very much appreciate you. We got all
Christian
the start
Jones
ones, right?
just drafted. Yeah, Christian Jones was just drafted.
Cardinals, how dare you? Yes. Well done, Tyler. All right. We'll catch you next time.